it hurts. And I'm just doing it. Just like the Nike saying, you know, and I don't particularly like Nike because they're slave camps, but the point is, just do it. And it's the same thing in politics and everything else. There's no half measures here. I'm not going to jog a couple times a week and go lift weights once a week in kind of a, you know, half-measured way. I've got to get in shape. I've got to get obsessed with this. You got to decide, folks, what you want, liberty or tyranny. It's the same thing in life. I have dedicated myself to fighting tyranny to the point I was so dedicated I quit working out, you know, 10 or more years ago. And so now I've got to bring balance into that. And I'm trying to do that. But anything in life takes a commitment. It takes a commitment. I'm going to stop preaching. Man, I'm a long-winded creature. Leon, and then Andrew and others. Leon, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Alex. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm sorry to hear about your accident there. That's not
Hey,
good.
It's fine. I think it's going to end up making me stronger.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know if you remember. We've actually met, and doing radio here in Las Vegas. We've done simulcast in the past.
Is it Leon Catlett?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Hey,
yeah.
how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I've gotten your messages. I've been wanting to come on. I just haven't had time to really do any radio, but I'd love to come on your show and love to get you on sometime.
Hey, I'd love to anytime. You know, in fact, you know, if you ever need anybody sitting in, I'd love to volunteer my services for your effort any day of the week. And, you know, just knowing the intense person that you are, I could just picture you doing the whole explosion thing, lifting the weights and having that thing flying out of your hand and landing on your chest.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like some big powerful explosion. I'm pretty weak now. But, yeah, no, I was just exploding, you know, to get it off my chest and then just did it too much and it flew. Yeah, exactly.
I understand, and yeah, because I mean, I've lifted a little bit, not much in the past, but yeah, and like I said, knowing how intense you are, I could just see that happening. Anyway, you know, I called in because, and obviously it's evolved a lot over the show because you've covered so many different things, but this whole vote thing going on in Iowa is so important that people get involved and we stop this vote fraud. I'm so glad you mentioned Bev Harris, that you're having her on.
Well, this lady bragging about how she's talked to the top Republican Party people and they're going to make sure he doesn't win. You know, we've got ways behind the scenes. Ha, ha, ha. You know, if Ron Paul gets chicaned, then she needs to be hauled up before a grand jury and needs to be asked, who told you they were going to fix things? You there, Leon?
The GOP is like a corkscrew. They're so darn crooked. We have seen it time and time again. When Aaron Russo ran for government, the core establishment lied, cheated, and stealed to prevent him from being a major candidate. And then it came around with the Ron Paul election, the first round, 2008, and the core GOP shut down the state convention to prevent a Ron Paul win. And now this time, of course, they keep progressing with all these rules that they put into place to prevent people from, from getting involved and being part of the process. And you can just see this whole thing going on in Iowa, the progression of it. Ron Paul was kicking Heine in all the polls. They had to admit that he was going to win the Iowa. He
was gaining a few points every day 2 weeks ago, so they went into complete ape mode.
Exactly, and then the governor come out and made his statement, and then this whole stupid anonymous thing is so obvious, you know, with the Occupy Wall Street. The video I seen of that, the guy's holding an End the Fed sign. Ron Paul is the leader of End the Fed.
No, they did that as a psyop to confuse things. Look, this is right out of George Soros.
Exactly, and so you know, like I said, the whole what is it, the transparentvoting.org.
Yeah, we crashed that site, but regardless, everybody take photos at your precinct. We'll get them collated one way or the other, and again, demand that it be openly announced the vote and who won. They've always done it before, but now for security reasons, they've got to hide it. And by the way, I've seen the report. The guy with the In the Fed sign protesting Ron Paul, he's reportedly the first one to upload the anonymous video launching all of this. I mean, how obvious does it have to get?
Hey, I hear the music coming up, Alex. I want to thank you so much for your efforts. You're doing a great job out there. And
Leon, you are too. How do folks listen to you in Las Vegas?
It's Speak Out Radio right now, and we're trying to get the show back up and running because actually we had to move stations. But
I understand. Well, I look forward to it. Maybe I should have you on as a guest sometime. In fact, on the nightly news, we'll give you a call. Send me another text. My phone got wiped the other day.
Digestive health is the...
Hey, everybody. We're back live. It's Mark Levin here. Yo, Ron Paul.
He's an egomaniac, and he's a communist, and I hate him. And I pledge to defeat him because I'm a conservative. That's why I like Mitt Romney. I like Newt Gingrich. Open borders, abortion, gun control, everything else, carbon taxes. Yeah, the Republican Party going along with the bailouts. Yeah, we need to nuke everybody. I'm real conservative. I like the NDAA. Let's arrest everybody. Yeah, this is Mark Levin here, ladies and gentlemen. I am a real conservative. That's why the establishment forces me down your throat.
All right, I'm sorry. Kurt Nemo thought that was really funny. He was there. It's actually Kurt Nemo's article. Radio host Levin threatens to defeat Rand Paul. If Ron Paul runs for third party,
Mark Levin will destroy him. It's me. It's Mighty Mouse.
Oh, all these neocons, all these rhinos are so pathetic. Savage showed his true colors last week, saying Ron Paul's a threat and evil and horrible, and agree with the caller that I'm bad and all this other stuff. I mean, it's just bizarro. I never even talk about these guys either. You know, I just don't want to attack all these countries, and I want my tax money back. And I know the Republicans are globalist, and, you know, I play clips of Republican presidents calling for world government, and then I get made fun of like you guys control reality. I'm sorry, you don't control reality. And my audience is bigger than both of yours put together, and you know it. But it's not about how I have a big audience. Quite frankly, it's creepy how big my audience is. I don't like being in this position. But somebody's got to tell it like it is, like Ron Paul. And when we take America back, all the government payments and all the White House visits by talk show hosts and all the talking points are going to come out.
Why don't you go ahead, Mr. Levin, and tell us how much you love Obama? Yeah. Because he actually, you give him right cover, Obama does everything you want. Obama's not a secret Muslim, or maybe he is like CIA-run Al-Qaeda, Mark. You wanted to protect us so bad from Al-Qaeda. Well, why don't you tell us how our government created Al-Qaeda, or how Israel created Hamas, huh? I'm Mark Levin. I tell you what reality is. Ron Paul is bad. I will destroy you. I do what I say. Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm out of control now. It's weird talking with my nose held like that. Oh, actually, if I cackle like a witch and hold my nose, I'll have Mark Levin's laugh down. Hold on.
I'll get that. I'll get you and your little dog, too.
Oh, man. They were just showing me the Cobra Commander outfit somebody sent us. I think Cobra Commander's going to show up on the nightly news tomorrow night endorsing Mitt Romney and Obama.
Cobra Commander endorses the takeover of America and the secret arrest of citizens. I also like Mark Levin.
There you go. Biggest plug you ever got at the biggest audience ever. All right, I got to do 5 minutes of overdrive just to get to the calls. But let's jam in one here as a tail gunner on the official show. Andrew in Virginia, you're on the air. Sorry that Mark Levin broke in over the show.
No problem, Alex.
Welcome to the show there.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've actually been trying to call in since Wednesday because I've had a personal experience actually affect my girlfriend.
Well, you're on the air now. Let's get rid of all of our rights and just nuke people.
Well, actually, her constitutional rights were completely taken from her in a hospital setting this week.
Well, she probably deserves it, a Muslim.
Well, it's a kind of a lot to
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to arrest all the Muslims and get rid of everybody else's rights while we do it.
Tell you what, stay there. I want to hear about what happened to your wife or girlfriend on the other side. We'll be right back. Stay with us. See you tonight on the news, 7 o'clock. Go Ron Paul, baby. There's a bunch of crooks running our country. They want to set up open martial law so we can't take our country back. They're not done raping and robbing us yet. We're going back to your calls. So, Andrew in Virginia, tell us what happened.
Okay, so this all started last Wednesday when, well, first of all, my girlfriend is a type 1 diabetic that has suffered from that since age 15 and also has some additional complications that.
So what did they do at the hospital?
Okay, so she came in with a wound. that was inflicted during what is known as diabetic ketoacidosis, which is essentially unregulated blood sugar. And once the levels get so high, it can make someone delirious.
Talk right into your telephone.
Right. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, so what did they say?
Okay, so we get there, and immediately they take us into the emergency room and put us in a family room, right? At that point, instead of focusing on the medical emergency...
They were trying to imply that you'd beaten her because they get some bonus cash if they send you to the Hooskow.
Exactly. So,
and now if you ever try to have a baby with her, there's no judgment, no arrest, or no record. They'll say they're going to try to take your kid saying, well, you were there once. I know people publicly get their noses broken at softball games, and they take people's whole families. And you've got 100 witnesses, and they're like, doesn't matter, your kids are gone. We're big fat pedophiles. Hail the New World Order. If you don't like it, you're evil. Okay, so what happened? So the control freaks waddle in. What happened next?
Right. So they first sent an EMT in who verified that the wound needed stitches and was serious. And the only thing covering it at this point was gauze we had brought in from home.
No, everything is a police state now. Everywhere you've got to be treated like a prisoner. This is all prisoner training. So the long and short of it, what happened?
Okay, so then they send in the mental health professional.
Yeah, which is going to run a psyop. They don't read you your rights, anything. Listen, every time we've had a baby, they ask me, oh, you go put this paper downstairs for us. And then as soon as I leave, is he beating you? Do you have enough money at home? And they're just putting it all in a database. Sorry, go ahead. So how did this end?
Okay, exactly. So it ended with essentially them bullying her for the next 48 hours. And she had to be admitted for the DKA, the diabetic ketoacidosis, and had to stay in the...
Yeah, but they wanted a juicy plump. They wanted to open a perp file on you. So they bullied her to do what?
Well, they bullied her. They were bullying her into being committed, actually, because they were trying to say that she was suicidal and a danger to herself.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, a lot of hospitals can get double or triple funding. Like when they grab a little baby at 2 and put her on Prozac by saying it's mentally ill when it cries for its mommy that they've just jacked. Then federal funding for a quote, ill child comes in, special needs. And so they always jack them on more drugs. So the hospital basically kidnapped her.
Yeah, basically. They just wanted to continually bully her into signing a form saying that she would voluntarily go. But
okay, so how did this black op end?
Okay, well, it ended with them bullying her for over 48 hours, threatening to drag her out of a hospital bed with the police and take her down to the psychiatric.
Yeah, just total control freak Nazi zombies everywhere. So how did it end?
It ended with the county actually coming in because we were refusing everything the hospital was saying we wanted to leave, etc. They bring the county in, and they do another biased
yeah, the schools, the hospitals, the car places, they're all little prison induction centers. And all these little petty nobodies get off on it. Okay, so we're almost out of time. How did this end?
Okay, it ended with her being indefinitely detained. They ended up pulling her into signing things.
Indefinitely detained? Oh, because she's Al-Qaeda?
Apparently so. So they ended up bullying her into that. They take her to the facility. We just got her out on Monday after fighting, tooth and nail, threatening lawsuits, etc. They even admitted that they were in the wrong.
No. That's a black op. You got to get out of town. They're going to try to set you up again. It's pure evil. Listen, it came out in the 90s, but when I was in the 80s, I had friends who I played football with and stuff who didn't even smoke marijuana. And their parents would grab them and send them to these centers where they basically tortured them. And then they would do all this stuff to them till their insurance ran out and then release them. And again, that's what it is that I guarantee it was probably a charity hospital, even though you were probably paying. And see, they get all this government funding by doing that. And so you just ran into a nest of vipers. But look, send me your name, send me your info, write up, do a YouTube of what happened. Get your wife on there with them. Name names, go after them. Because believe me, they're feeding on kids in there right now. There are limitless ways to go into business.